The following podcast is a part of RadioMisfits.com. And now it's time for the Mr. Nailsin Show.
I can't tell you how smoking hot she is.
Yes, it's time for the Mr. Nailsin Show, episode 304. And, well, it's the beginning, so it's time for our week in review.
Yes, let's get to it.
Oh, my goodness, what happened, or what didn't happen? It wasn't that big of a deal. Well, okay, it was here and there. Yeah. The continuing of conflicting reports on coronavirus.
Yes.
Should you wear a mask? Shouldn't you? Maybe.
Yes.
No, don't. Yes, do it. Damn it.
Yes.
Stay home. Go to the grocery store. Don't go to church. All
it
that
makes perfect sense.
Don't open your hair salon.
No,
okay,
don't.
this week you can.
Good.
Boy. What a mess, and that whole thing of a show trial, and you better apologize.
Well,
and all
she
this
should
type
have.
of thing. And then another story where a guy was chasing down an ice cream man and all that.
Oh, God damn.
Jeez. It's just terrible. But, of course, we need to keep it going because, well, this is a grand opportunity. In the words of the most likely opponent to President Trump, Joe Biden.
Oh, my God, you mean Sleepy Joe?
Oh,
Huh?
stop
I truly think that if we do this right, we have an incredible opportunity to not just dig out of this crisis, but to fundamentally transform the country.
Yes.
So there you go. It's not about surviving a pandemic or whatnot. It's about using it for means for more power. So, hey, look, gotta hand it to him for being upfront about that. Not that it's his idea. It's just amazing he was able to read the cue card.
Stop it. God.
Well, wait a minute. I thought Obama was going to fundamentally transform America. Now, his vice president's got to come and do it again?
Oh, my God.
Yes, Red, the transformation never stops. So the revolutions never end because all of them never work. So you have to keep doing it. So,
no, stop it.
So that's pretty much
the
game plan on that. Meanwhile, Michael Flynn goes free. Yes, it turns out the
American hero.
Story about what happened to him was completely true. Yes.
No, you don't
he
know
was
that.
set up, framed,
read it in black and
threatened,
white.
his rights stripped away from him, his personal fortune destroyed and devastated, lost his home and all this stuff. Threatened his son and everything, despite the
he's probably
fact
too.
that the agents that initially interviewed him said he wasn't lying. There was no deception here. There was nothing
what
there.
do they know?
And then Peter Stroke. Yes,
that's
that
not how
great
you say his
wonder of
name.
wonders. Practically Captain America.
No, it's not.
Swooped in and maintained the case to keep it open in the hopes that they could get him fired or sent to prison. Of course, if you're going for both, it's not the job of the FBI to get people fired from whatever job they happen to be. No, they're supposed to investigate crimes and present a case for prosecution.
And they did.
So that's pretty much what you got here. And it was poo-pooed and all that stuff.
It should be.
Because that was the intelligentsia's view on the whole thing. And that any aspect of this was merely a conspiracy theory.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
President Trump and his top aides have been routinely ignoring the truth.
Yes.
And pushing phony conspiracy theories.
The president seems to be saying that this was a case of entrapment, Michael Flynn was essentially pressured into lying. What is your response?
I think that's hogwash.
Exactly.
There are all kinds of conspiracy theories about how he was entrapped.
The FBI agents didn't do anything wrong here. So I think that's important because there are a lot of sort of conspiracy theories.
They all work together, and, the Fox News people in the White House fuel these sort of rumors.
Do they send these around with fax machines? They come up with these conspiracy theories and they send them around with fax machines.
They should just knock it off and realize that their ridiculous conspiracy theories are going to be knocked down.
Exactly. Stop with the conspiracy theories.
Yeah. So I think that loud sound you heard at about 12:30 Eastern was the sound of 10,000 conspiracy theories by the Trump defenders exploding.
The sound you hear is 1 million conspiracy theories exploding.
I could call them the Trumpettes. All all over the country. Their heads were blown up.
No.
Here's another conspiracy theory that has been blown to bits.
Trump talking points and right-wing media conspiracies demolished.
Poor Michael Flynn. He was duped.
It's so embarrassing. You know, push all your chips to the middle of the table. You better be damn sure you got a good hand.
The FBI broke standard protocol in the way that they came in and ambushed General Flynn.
Oh, she's a liar.
She knew better.
That's
wrong.
Right.
Well, no, Don Lemon, Mr. The airplanes disappear into black holes, and smell my finger. The so-called conspiracy theory was a conspiracy fact. Yes, in black and white and documents released. Yes.
No.
Once again, Peter Strzok, which, look, you already heard his text messages with his mistress. They're both married to someone else. And all that stuff, and in an attempt to circumvent Trump and all that, and get him impeached and what not, and what have you. And here again, Michael Flynn was one of these guys. Now, the breadcrumbs do appear to be leading, to President Obama, and the idea that he was just blissfully unaware of all this corruption going on when he personally told Trump that Michael Flynn was a bad guy and had to go and all this sort of thing. And everything about him went up in smoke.
No, it didn't.
What happened to Michael Flynn is unconscionable. And if they can do it to that guy, guess what?
Oh my God.
And the way it was done so flagrantly, I have to conclude.
What?
This wasn't their first rodeo, so.
It's a saying.
And if it takes having an orange asshole in the White House to overturn the apple cart on this crap, bring it on.
Oh, great! Bring on the tyranny of a power mad television host who treats women like garbage. Yes, that's what we need. That'll make America great again. Oh,
the one treating women like crap is Biden, and besides, the real tyranny here is the tyranny of the deep state, as demonstrated by these rogue agents who decided to lie and trump up charges on a good man like Michael Flynn.
The one who lied was Flynn, and he lied to those agents, and that's a crime. And so he should have done his time instead of getting friends in high places to give him a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Well, no, Lefty. Remember, the agents that actually conducted the interview with him concluded that he was not lying. And besides, the initial charge and a reason for investigation into him was that he was supposed to be this Russian agent that sold out his country, as the intelligentsia opined at the time.
Well,
we've all been betrayed.
Yes, probably so.
Michael Flynn was betraying his country.
Michael Flynn betrayed his country.
Michael Flynn was betraying his office.
Michael Flynn may have been a turned agent to Russian intelligence, being an asset that may have been turned by Russian intelligence.
Well, maybe.
General you feel you betrayed your country.
He has brought this on himself, just like he has brought himself immense shame.
Michael Flynn would still be the national security advisor, and that would be the threat to national security.
His first national security advisor, Mike Flynn, may be a Russian asset.
He's guilty.
Right. What Flynn did in supporting a candidate who the Russians were helping through this operation, so egregious.
It's funny because it's treason.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so they didn't really find anything on that, but that just proves there's a cover-up.
Yeah, of course. Well, again, with these cuts here, you do see the pattern. I mean, that was the criticism of the Fox News crowd, and that they all get together and they must fax one another talking points and whatnot, and yet because that's what they do. I mean, because that's how stupid they see their audience as, and that you have to repeat words over and over again to make sure the message takes hold, because they can't demonstrate any actual data or facts or evidence for any of these cases
I know it
they
in my
made.
Heart.
And so, and now the details of the whole Russian investigation comes out that they knew from the very beginning that there was nothing there. There was no real evidence
that's
of
why they had to
collusion of any
investigate
sort.
to find it.
And Adam Schiff knew this, and he continued to lie to people because he was constantly claiming he had seen this damaging evidence.
Oh, yeah.
And yet never, ever produced it. And his
give him time.
big opportunity to do so was, of course, the impeachment, which he never did.
He
so
did
if he
do it.
actually
Trump's
had the
impeached.
goods,
Oh,
he
God,
could have
damn
done
it.
it.
It don't
Now he's
count.
at the point of flailing about redactions and national security statements, which
Exactly.
is
Oh, my God.
always
What are
the
they
case
hiding?
in these documents. And says that'll demonstrate that there's still something being hidden.
Exactly.
Just say it. Just come forward. He can get that released. He won't because it isn't there.
Yes, it is.
This isn't just about hurting Trump and whatnot. It did to a certain extent, but certainly Flynn. I mean, good God, what they did to that man.
Oh, please.
But what they're doing is, again, to what they see as their audience in the case of the media and to the voters in the case of Democrats like Schiff. They really have no respect for you at all. They will lie to you like this, even without much effort. And again, it also points to, man, how many times has this sort of thing gone on? Because they didn't even really try.
Because it's the truth.
So, it's just so stupid, but at the same time, that's how they see you. And look, come on, don't prove them right.
Oh,
finally, we get to
the
problem we have in today with political class, and this is between both parties. Certainly, in the case of the corruption in the swamp, as it was referred to, and quite frankly, Trump's done some inroads into it, but nowhere near enough.
What?
All this talk of boasting and being a strong man and all this type of thing, he seems to back down in a lot of faces.
Oh, my God.
Well, I guess that's another story.
Oh,
but
great. Let's just sweep that under the rug.
It speaks this attitude that comes out of the political class, and we've seen that demonstrated in our outbreak crisis of the do as I say, not as I do philosophy. So you had de Blasio
Good man.
going wherever he wanted while threatening and actually arresting people who violated whatever rules he put in place and whatnot. It's not based in any statute. It's a violation of constitutional rights all over the place. But he can take a stroll through the park with his wife, and you can't. And that sort of thing. And it started off when he was going to the gym.
Yeah.
When no one else could. And he said, well, I'm a leader and I have to stay healthy and in shape and all this crap. To be a shining beacon to the people. Yes. Something like that.
Yes.
Meanwhile, in Chicago, you have Lori Lightfoot. Same attitude because she got her hair cut and, I have to look presentable for the people and all this stuff.
It's not funny.
But God help you if you should violate any of her mandates and fiat rules that she has declared. You must obey or else.
Yeah.
Now, I've directed Superintendent Brown to order all police districts to give special attention to these parties.
That's right.
And this is how it's going to be.
Parties.
We will shut you down. We will cite you. And if we need to, we will arrest you and we will take you to jail.
And then let him back out because you don't
There
want
should
him
be
catching
nothing
the corona
unambiguous
in jail.
about that.
No.
Don't make us treat you like a criminal. But if you act like a criminal and you violate the law and you refuse to do what is necessary to save lives in the city in the middle of a pandemic, we will take you to jail, period.
Oh, my God. She needs to run for president.
Oh, hell no. Oh, God, man. That haircut. She needs to get her money back on that one, dude.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. They're letting out rapists and murderers. They're going to lock everybody else up because, I don't know, they threw a party or they're trying to open up the business. God damn, they can all kiss my ear.
Oh, good God. Red, you idiot. This is about saving lives. I mean, all right. So it's not perfect. Not everything is going to be because, we're only human. But good God, you can't be serious about trying to put lives at risk just so you could, get a haircut or throw a party, for God's sakes.
Meanwhile, back in New York, Governor Cuomo admitted that the majority of new cases and infections came from people who were locked down. So
what?
You see, every week there's a contradiction from the so-called facts from the previous one. It's hard to know exactly what to do. But let's hurry up and throw people in prison and threaten them and ruin their lives and stuff without really knowing whether or not they actually violated any or put anyone at serious risk.
No, you don't.
For the most part, it appears